Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of the No Easy Way Out podcast, Quarantine Edition. As you know, we are taking the next couple of weeks and we are interviewing business owners from our community and really around the area to talk about how this quarantine has impacted them in their business. So today I'm joined by one of our friends. You've seen him on the podcast now twice. This is his third appearance on the podcast. He is a fan favorite around here. And that is the one and only Jordan Sovas. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Tony. Glad to be here.
Jordan, why don't you just tell, for those of our audience who are just joining us, why don't you tell our audience about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Jordan Sovas. I own and operate Sovas Productions. We're a multimedia video, audio production studio, and I like to help small businesses like as Tony does with AZ. I work alongside Tony and Zach, and we do a lot of small business ads and different things like that together, and it's a lot of fun. I also do weddings, dance recitals, all sorts of events on video, and I guess that's me, video, audio.
And Jordan and I work together on a ton of projects. Many of you may have seen the Owasso Strong video that Jordan and I actually did together along with our buddy Zach over here, just to spread some encouragement to our community. But Jordan, what industry would you best describe your business? Would that be marketing? Would it be just videography? Is that probably the best way to describe it?
Yeah, I'd say videography.
Because we're interviewing people from different industries. So your industry is the industry of video production, promotional video, wedding videos, these different things. So were you deemed essential by the government and were you able to stay open?
So I don't have a storefront, so I work from home a lot just doing editing, but I suppose that I would be deemed non-essential. I was able to continue to work somewhat, but my workload was drastically reduced. But in the short answer, no, I'm not essential.
Okay, so you have the fortunate event, I guess, in this scenario that you get to work from home. Sometimes working from home is a challenge, but in this scenario, it helped you because you were able to stay open. But how did it affect your business?
Yeah, my workload was significantly reduced, according to like what I would usually have in the springtime, because usually I am running like a chicken with its head cut off in the spring.
Yeah,
but
busy time.
Yeah, but right now it's crazy. My work has kind of shifted a little bit because I also do live streaming, and that has kind of spiked. So that has kind of kept me busy a little more than usual with that. So it's been a real shifting of gears more than anything. But yes, it's been reduced.
Okay.
Workload.
So what kind of business, you say your workload has been reduced. What kind of things were reduced and why?
Yeah, so usually in the springtime I do wedding videography, and dance recitals are huge. And obviously we can't have the big events where people are gathering. So there's been, I would say, probably 6 or 7 events that have either been canceled or moved as a result of all of this.
And nobody really knows when the date they can postpone it. They have a hope. And these are big money generators. And this is your primary source of income for you and your family. You just had a baby. You have a wife. And so I'm sure that's challenging to have to deal with that, as we all have.
Absolutely.
So what have you done during this time? You said you've done some live streaming and different things. But what are some things you've done to kind of keep your name out there so that people don't forget about you during these times?
Yeah, well, thankfully, I have some awesome people that love to work with me and getting my name out there, like you, Tony, with the Control the Scroll. Tony was kind enough to make graphics, for myself and other small businesses to get out there, get our name out there each and every day through April. That was an awesome interactive thing that people could look to for inspiration, and I'm glad to have my business be a part of that. Also, the Owasso Strong video that we did together.
Almost 40,000 views, I think that got.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was, something that we were able to work on and keep ourselves busy with, something positive and inspirational. So just sending that continued message to people that, hey, things are tough right now, and that's the truth, but in the long run, we'll make it through this.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's been a definite effect, a definite impact, even from a business that is designed to work from home, and you can do everything that you've always been able to do, except for you can't go on site and shoot videos. So that's a challenge. And a lot of the events that you would normally shoot cannot be taking place. So there's definitely been an effect. And I know you don't have employees, so I would ask, how does this affect your employees? So we won't have to ask that, but how has this affected you and your family and your livelihood?
Yeah, like you had mentioned, I have, a 8-month-old daughter, a little baby daughter, and it has caused a lot of stress to just think about, how are we going to provide if this thing is locking us down long term.
Yeah.
Like we're okay right now, but like, I guess it's the fear of the unknown, and we
Yeah.
shouldn't. I know we shouldn't be fearful because all things
That's
are
what they
in
want.
God's control, and that's what they want. Yeah. So, but it is something that causes stress to a family.
Right.
Even if you work from home.
Right. This is a very real thing, and it impacts people in a very real way. And it's really hard to calculate the long-term ramifications that this will have on everybody. But, we're focusing on business owners that a lot of us have spent our entire adult lives trying to build something, and in just 6 short weeks have seen the possibility of this thing, if it goes too long, that we can't sustain. And, I'm like you in that right now we're okay, but we have clients that if this thing goes much further, they might not be able to exist. And if our clients don't exist, then we
Yep.
don't exist. And
Exactly.
so, I wanted to have these conversations to talk about the real impact that this is having. I know as much as anyone that I've ever met, Jordan Sovis cares about life. Jordan is involved in a whole lot of things to uphold life, and it's important to him. So your care about your business does not contradict your care for life, and but it does have a real impact on you and your family. So I guess my next question then is, have you reopened, or what are your plans for reopening?
Yeah, I'm still always happy to help. I'm gonna always do what I can. I plan to reopen as soon as I'm able to, as soon as I'm able to go on film shoots again. Like, by all means.
Right.
I'm still very active in my church. I help them with their live stream every Sunday. Any other organizations that need help with live streaming, I've been able to help a lot of people that way. So really, I'm up for doing anything I can right now.
So if somebody had an event that was safe and they were needing a videographer to come, would you feel comfortable to go do that for them?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the boat you're in. So I guess the last question I want to ask you then is, what would you say to other people in your industry, some things that they could do, or maybe a word of encouragement to them, or some sort of piece of advice?
Yeah, I would say, really focus on your family right now. Just soak up the love with your family, and just learn to care for them. If your family's in a rough situation, now is the time to really, really just show your love to them. Also utilize this time to learn, see if you can find new skills, trades that can help you out in the future when all of this is over. Soak up information. Like, we have the access of the internet, so there's endless tools out there of how you can learn to move forward after this.
Yeah. Great advice. Did you learn TikTok during this whole thing? Because I did.
I
learned TikTok.
I downloaded the app actually because my wife downloaded it, and we both found ourselves spending way too much time on it, so we both deleted it.
Yeah, it's addictive. It's a rabbit hole. You don't want to go down that.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking a little bit of your time today to tell your story and how this has impacted you. And for those of you watching, we're going to be sharing these over the coming days. You've already seen some of them, and really just sharing the stories of business owners and how this whole thing has impacted them. Thank you for joining us. As my mom always says, you can't and never could until you tried. So go out there and try something great today, my friend, and don't take the easy way out. We'll see you next time.